Salut to the monde and welcome to coffee time, except this coffee time isn't like the other coffee times. This coffee time is a Sunday. It's Mother's Day in the US anyway. In France, Mother's Day is on May 31st for reasons I don't know why they're different. But anyway, I won't be in France for French Mother's Day, and my mothers won't be in France for French Mother's Day, so I'm doing American Mother's Day. And I'm making breakfast. Because, you know, you make your mother breakfast in bed, and since with the time difference my mothers are still in bed even though it's noon, they're really sleeping in quite late these days, that's what I'm gonna do. And I have some nice tea with me, so let's get started. The first thing you're gonna do is Google a pancake recipe. I am using Martha Stewart's, which I use a lot. I like it, except it lies about how many servings it makes. It says it makes 4, but really it makes about 1.5. So because I live in France, all the measurement cups that you can buy are in metric, which isn't helpful when you're using an American recipe. I could use a French recipe, but they don't have American pancakes. So I'm using this. This is what I've been using to measure for the past year. It has cups on it, and I'm pretty sure it's for making baby bottles, but whatever. Here we have 1 cup of flour, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar. They have this brand called Daddy Sugar, and it has never stopped being funny. This is what I use for a tablespoon because that's imperial measurement too. Add 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and there's no measurement for teaspoons, you just pray. That's close-ish. And finally a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1 large egg, and then you add 1 cup of milk, or if you forgot to buy milk, you add 1 cup of replacement. It's fromage blanc, which it's kind of like yogurt. 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Next you add the dry ingredients and you're ready to party. Party. Yeah. So, our pancake batter is ready if you ignore the weird consistency that happens when you use yogurt instead of milk. But anyway, now we're ready to party over here. It's still not lit because sometimes it doesn't light right away, and I grew up with electric stoves, so if it doesn't light right away and I start to smell gas, I kind of freak out and I just give it its time to air out and drink some tea. I have gotten much better with gas stoves. I can cook on them now most of the time. I did a homestay in Berlin after my first year at Smith, and they had gas stove, and I did it once and it freaked me out, and I like burned like her pot and her wooden spoon and stuff, and I never did it again. But I've actually learned to not be completely useless with a gas stove, so that's a good life skill. And we're cooking on the back burner today because the front burner just won't light. But it's going, so I'm just gonna wait for it to heat up just a little, and let's get all set. I'll need a plate to put the finished pancake. Let's do this. Oh gosh. Okay, so it's a very different consistency than one would aim for, but it's gonna taste delicious anyway, we hope. Now, Martha Stewart recommends only using about 2 to 3 tablespoons of batter, but that's just silly talk because I could do that, or I could make giant pancakes like this. And everyone prefers a giant pancake, let's be real now. I'm making pancakes today because there's something that I love to make because we make them in my family a lot. Like, I have pancakes all the time when I'm home, and even growing up we had them like once a week, like good homemade pancakes. And they're really easy to make, actually. Like, I was kind of surprised the first time I googled a pancake recipe because I don't even know how my mom makes them, actually. I don't know what mix she uses because I'm always like asleep when she's cooking them. But it's very, very easy, and everyone loves pancakes, right? But you also, there is something that you cannot get except at like American style restaurants in Europe, because it's very American, actually, which I didn't necessarily realize until like a pancake came to refer to a crepe. They're gonna be really fluffy. I'm excited. And it smells great, and you can't smell it because you're only on the internet and we haven't worked out that technology yet. But you should be very jealous right now. Oh yeah, you should be super jealous. Look at that. Should probably actually turn the flame down. That's where I run into trouble, is like the size of the flame, because I'm always like, oh my god, is the flame too big for this pot? I have no idea really, and I only know it's too big when I see flames racing up the side, which is not what you're looking for. So anyway, this video is coming to 2 days late on semi-purpose. At first I didn't know what to do for a Mother's Day coffee time video, and then I thought, I'll make breakfast. It's perfect. And so I'm making breakfast. It's funny because actually if I were home I would not be making breakfast, or I wouldn't be making this because my one mom can't eat pancakes, or not gluten-filled pancakes anyway, she's gluten intolerant. But anyway, and don't think that the only thing I'm doing for Mother's Day is making a video that I'm supposed to make anyway and calling that a Mother's Day gift. I did send my parents some nice tea from Mariage Frère, which if you don't know, it's this very nice French tea company, and I don't know if it's available in America, but they have tea salons all over the place in Paris, including one in the Carousel du Louvre, and they make really great high quality tea, so I got them 3 types of tea because they love tea. And also this video, so see, I'm not useless. Cake. So Martha Stewart also says things on the internet about like putting these in the oven so they'll stay warm, but like you don't need to do that if you're just gonna eat it immediately. Which is what I do, so you know. Ooh, these are good. You can hardly even taste that it's like weird cheese. These are really coming out excellently golden brown, if I do say so myself. And they are a bit I don't know, it's a different consistency, so they're doing that thing a lot because the batter is much thicker, so it's not cooking quite as, like, the same. I don't know. But these are very good pancakes, if I do brag about it myself. But you'll just have to take my word for it, because you can't have any. While the pancakes are cooking, I'm gonna give you a tour of my weird French kitchen, because I feel like people don't know about how weird French kitchens are. So here we go. This is the window with the air shaft. Someone's doing weird vocal exercises today, and this has literally never happened before, so I don't know what they're doing. And so we'll start actually over here. Start with French kitchens have a door because they actually prefer to keep the weird cooking smells out of the rest of the house. And so then we come in and it's this big. Here's the sink and the air shaft, and isn't it a lovely view? And then over here we have cupboards, and like people can't reach up there, and then this thing folds up so there's actually counter space, because if you look, there really isn't any counter space. And microwave is over here, which is normal, and then this is the fridge, which is actually bigger than I was expecting. It's like a normal American sized fridge. Well, no, I guess it's smaller, but there's the fridge. I really don't know what the vocal exercises are about. And here's the freezer. And then, you know, there's this Thermomix, which I don't understand it at all. It appears to be a mixture between like a slow cooker and also like a food processor, and every French kitchen has one, and they all have this one book about how to use it, but I don't understand it at all. And then the stove, and this is the oven. Not all of this. This is the dishwasher. This is the oven. So that would not fly in American kitchens at all, but it works. And that's it, except for that's the hot water heater. So we only have like 5 cabinets, but they're pretty big. And that's what kitchens are like. I may have neglected the pancake just a little. Another pancake done and another one on the stove, and we've got about half of a pancake left in there if you go by the size of the pancakes I've been making. I'm almost done with my tea. It's really quite delicious. So I'm very happy to be sharing my metaphorical breakfast in bed with everyone out there. If you're my mother who's watching this or someone else's mother who's watching this, doesn't matter. I made you metaphorical breakfast in bed. There you go. It's really good. So I hope you guys are all having a great Mother's Day and that you got flowers or tea or gifts or something. But if not, you've got this breakfast in bed, and I hope that makes your day a little bit smilier. Mother's Day is a great holiday, and I'm always happy that I get to celebrate like 2 Mother's Days. It's fun. Even though in like elementary school for Mother's Day you had to make twice the number of crafts as everyone else in the classroom, and then you still had to make a Father's Day gift because you just had to, because it was like a graded assignment to make this arts and crafts thing. You just had to get creative with the next nearest male relative. And if you're nosy, my family does celebrate both Mother's and Father's Day. We just have Mother's Day be Mom's Day, and then have Father's Day be my other mom's day, so they each get their own day. They don't have to share if you're worried, or if you're you don't know how that works or anything. You don't have to share your day. Don't worry, you got it. Like, I don't know, if you're worried you'll have to share your parent day or something, don't be. You can split it, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's making up the rules as you go along, because you don't have to follow the standard set of heteronormative rules, so you can do it however you want. You don't have to celebrate either, you can celebrate both. Just go for it. It can be amazing how much sometimes people want to put like heteronormative ideals on, or like heteronormative rules and like regulations? No, but like ideas on gay and lesbian families. Like, actually this semester I had a professor ask me like, how did I go through like the Freudian stages of development without a male like role model, and she was talking about like, how did I go through penis envy if I didn't have a father? And I was like, it's really awkward to answer that, because you have to basically tell this professor that, you know, Freud's a bunch of crap. Freud's a bunch of crap! Like, most people don't go through those stages, and if they do, it's because they live in such a gender-rigid construct of reality. Like, it's the only reason anyone would go through those stages is because girls and women couldn't have any power, and so you want the penis because that means you have some sort of decision-making capabilities. It's like, what? Oh well, back to pancakes. Apparently, vlogging while cooking does have its burny consequences. It's not bad, but you know, it's a little more brownish than I would like. It's the last Mother's Day pancake, and I sort of made it into a heart if you angle it correctly, and there we go, and imagine real hard. Also, on a side note, all the pancakes get burnt on the same area, which makes me think it's the burner and not my fault. But I could just be, you know, putting the blame on an inanimate object, so I don't have to admit that I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Ow. Hot. Oh yeah, it's definitely this part of the burner, which is one of the things that I don't like about gas stoves. I can cook on them now, sure, but electric's always going to be my favorite. Stop sticking. There. Be on the cool side of the grill with all the cool kids. Also, you can't tell at all that it's a heart anymore. But anyway, it's the thought that counts, right guys? You better say yes. Pancakes are done! Yay, it kind of looks like a heart. Sort of. No, actually it looks like a duck. Do you see that? Here's the beak. Duck. Anyway, that's my Mother's Day breakfast to you. It's tastier than it looks. But anyway, that's my Mother's Day coffee time with you guys. I hope you liked it. It's tastier than it looks. Isn't this light so weird? Like, do you see this? This video effect it's doing? It's like watching that effect when you watch a movie and someone's on the internet in the 90s, like the screen's doing that wavy thing. I don't know what it's called, but it's weird. And so that's all I have for you this week. I hope you liked this coffee time. I hope you liked your breakfast in bed. I hope you guys have an excellent Mother's Day, and I will see you tomorrow. Can you believe it? It's Monday already. I don't have class anymore because it's finals period, so I'm not actually that upset about it anymore. Anyway, if you miss me in the 24 hours between now and when I next upload a video, don't forget that all my links are below, and that I love you guys and have an excellent Mother's Day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!